All right, FightHype.com. Sean Zattel joined with a man who many believe is going to be a future superstar in boxing for the United States, Mr. Keyshawn Davis at lightweight and at 140. Keyshawn, man, it looked like in that fight just over the weekend with Richmond and Shelley, you were getting better every round, from round 1 to round 2, from round 2 to 3. What was that? What did you do? You agree with that assessment? And were you getting better every round, and how?
Yes, honestly, I feel like I was picking it up round by round. First time I ever went 4 rounds, and it's honestly, that's different. Honestly, like, coming from the amateurs to pros, getting better round by round, and somebody actually first time going 4 rounds, it's just something spectacular. And please, and I just felt like it was just I don't know, man. It's really hard to explain because I honestly sometimes I can't believe that I'm doing it. I done it, but I just can't wait to the next one, honestly, so I can keep showing y'all more.
You stayed right on top of this guy. It was suffocating. He couldn't get his back off the ropes, and it may be in a modern era a little rare to see a talented young African American fighter with the athleticism, with everything, but you putting pressure on these guys instead of fighting in and out or off the back foot. What do you think about that? Why is that? And yeah, what's your assessment of that?
Honestly, that's my style. That's how I started off boxing. My first fights ever was in a ringside world tournament, and how I was fighting was pressuring dudes. They called me like a little machine. I never stopped punching because I was just so aggressive. I was just wanting to bring the fight to them. I never want the fight to come to me. That's just how I started off. Understand what I'm saying? So that's my natural gift, honestly, is just to stay in somebody's face and to bring the fight to them. So I just took it to the next level, and I'm now taking it into pros.
Yeah, that's crazy. In the amateurs, usually the guys that move and just shoot off as many shots as they can have success, right? Usually the guys putting pressure on ain't gonna get to number one in the nationals, right?
Right. I mean, for the most part, usually I would say, like you said, the boxers usually get to the nationals because they don't get hit, and that's just the great thing about me. I haven't showed y'all me fighting off my back foot yet in professionals, but we all know I can do that coming from the amateurs, international boxing. Y'all see me fighting off my back foot because those guys always like putting pressure. And we all know I can box, but I haven't even shown y'all yet. And that's another reason why I always say I'm only showing you about 30-40% what Keyshawn can do, because it's just one style.
Because that style you're fighting in so far, casual fans, what have you, they'll call that the Mexican style. So to them, it's like Keyshawn's fighting the Mexican style,
Yeah, man. And the casual fans love a fight at the end of the day. They don't really like seeing too much of that pretty stuff. They want to see beat him up and knock him out. That's what they want to see nowadays, and I feel like that's what I'm giving.
Right, but you talked about defense, and as you were putting it on Richmond or Shelley, pretty much after the second round, anything he tried to throw, your reflexes were crazy. How are you able to stay right on top of a man where most fighters to make a miss, they got to get out of range for a second, but you stay right on top of him, make a miss, and you still right in the wheelhouse. How is that, Key?
Right. Well, if we was to go back and watch that fight, we would see that a lot of times I did jump out of range and then reset and then jump out and reset. But as I got comfortable and realizing that, okay, this man's doing the exact same thing, I was comfortable enough to stay right there and just like weave shots and make the next angle so I won't get hit for the next shot. And like you said, it's just all about getting better round by round. That's exactly what I did.
Like, you were very patient early on, just like in your debut. Do you think
Right.
we'll see a time where you jump on a guy early?
No, unless it's necessary. But I feel like that's never necessary. Me as a fighter, I will always assess the fight before I just try to get you up out of there. Or less, like it was one time in the 4th round, I just threw a big shot. Just see if I landed real quick. Like just see if I land a lucky shot, honestly. I missed it. So it's like, okay, this guy is still fighting type of a thing. So I would never just go out there and just jump on somebody because that would put me at major risk.
Were you a fan of some body punchers, coming up watching tapes? Because you were digging
I
down.
mean, I feel like the best that I see, the best up and coming fighter that threw body punches, the best to me was Earl Spence, honestly.
Yeah.
And he was actually known for his body punching, breaking dudes down and getting up out of there. But I just feel like, I do it in my way. And just being amateur, I watched a lot of pro boxing and how they talked about up and coming fighters, what to look for, and this, that, and the third. I just threw all that in the boxing, and Keyshawn Davis is here, honestly.
Now you 2-0, 2 knockouts after the fight. DAZN, Spencer Fear, and they really love what they said and gave high marks. But with that said, just 2 fights in, what do you got to work on the most when you went back? I'm sure you rewatched the fight.
Yeah, I rewatched that fight about 15 times already, 16 including today, and
which will only take you about an hour and a half because the fight was 4 rounds. So.
Yeah, because you keep rewriting certain things and stuff like that. You just keep playing it back. But what I love to work on is my defense. I want to go into each and every fight getting hit less and less. And being that I came into this fight very aggressive, I got, nicked here and a few there, but it wasn't no big shots that made anybody question my defense, which is great. But just fighting that style, I want to keep working on my defense more and more because it's an aggressive style. And I feel like when I'm aggressive, that's when I'm at my best. Of course, I can fight with the back foot. There was one fight when I was backing up in the amateurs. I was backing up. I threw a right hand, and I dropped the guy from who's back in stance. So I still have power going forward and moving backwards. But moving forward as an aggressor, I feel like nobody can beat me. Like nobody. I feel like I'm at my best. And just being aggressive, like I said, that's when you're at the most risk of getting hit. So I'm just going to keep working on my defense, keep working on my counter shots, and more angles and stuff like that.
Key, allow me to be the first of 85 people who will ask you this, but I'm going to be the first, I think. Watching just your style, I'm like, man, him and Teofimo Lopez one day will be such a great fight. And of course, I know the fans are gonna as you continue to go up there, they're gonna ask about you and Devin Haney. What do you think of those 2 fights? How they would go in the ring, just going on down the road. What are your thoughts on those 2 fights with Teo and Haney, the 2 lightweight champions?
Honestly, I feel like I would get to Devin Haney first because I see Teofimo moving up to 140, of course, by the end of this year or definitely next year. But so if I would start with Devin Haney, how would it go? I think it will start off as a boxing match, a chess match, until I get comfortable in the ring with my opponent. And I just feel like I will start stepping forward. I will start touching him. I think it will be something like a Sugar Shane Mosley versus a Floyd Mayweather without me getting hurt. And I just feel like I would say it again.
And Shane being in his 20s instead of his late 30s, when they fought, maybe more of a
something like that. And it's just how Floyd was just so dominant, mostly through the fight after he got hurt. But like I said, without me getting hurt, I just feel like I will be stepping to him and bring the fight to Devin Haney, and I feel like I can win that boxing match, that chess match. And with Teofimo, honestly, I feel like I will be stepping to him the entire fight. I believe I got way better boxing ability. I know I have better defense than him. I know I'm stronger than him. And I honestly feel like, I probably can get Teofimo up out of there once I'm ready to start going 12 rounds and stuff like that.
Extremely confident, man. I mean, that's what you got to be, right?
Oh, yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. We all know my confidence. But, I mean, this is something I really, of course it's confidence, but I really, really, truly believe this. And if we ever get to fight each other, I will be happy to show.
When? Because we got to, this sport needs to see the best fight the best, right? So I want, let's just say when, right?
I mean, I feel like them fighters right now is showing their true characters, not fighting each other right now. So I would be overstepping if I would tell y'all when I could fight them fighters, because them fighters not even trying to fight each other right now. So what's going to be the difference with me jumping into that? Understand what I'm saying? I said this before, that it's a lot of confusion at the top at 135. One moment Ryan Garcia and Tank is fighting, and the next moment Ryan Garcia is fighting Pacquiao. One moment Devin Haney about to fight Teo. Now Teo talk about going to 140, Tank talk about going to 140. It's just a lot of shit going on at the top of that 135 division that I'm not trying to put myself in right now. I'm staying in my own lane. I'm developing my fan base, my own audience to, you know, be able to start really calling out guys that I want to fight and to make the fights happen, because just the fan base that I'm bringing, it's going to be a mega fight with whoever I fight. And that's what I'm working towards right now.
Wouldn't be surprised if those fights do happen with those guys for you at 140, though, because you're a big guy, you're strong lightweight, and those guys, like you said earlier, are going to be on their way up eventually. But,
right, and keep it real with you. What I see right now, I see Devin Haney trying to take over the 135 division. I see Devin Haney trying to take over the 135 division, and I see me and him being a big fight at 135. And then I start making those.
Did you guys
big
talk about
fights
that
at
in Florida during that picture? Like, did you?
Nah, man. Devin Haney is really like Shakur Stevenson's friend. You know, Bill Haney, actually, I talked to Bill Haney last night over the phone. Me and Bill Haney have more relationship than me and Devin Haney, which is weird, but that's just what it is. And you know, like I said, I just see me and Devin being a big fight at 135, and I see me getting the rest of the big fights at 140. For real.
Oh, that's awesome to hear, man. I would love to see that happen down the road. But jump into, you mentioned Shakur. He's biting at the bit to fight Jamel Herring. What did you think of Jamel over the weekend against Frampton? And did anything you saw from Jamel make you go, okay, Shakur still beats him, but it's a tougher fight than I first thought?
What do I think about the fight? I think Jamel looked the best he ever looked against a top-notch opponent. And that just says a lot, man. He stepped up to the plate and then some. You know, he got the stoppage, or he made the coach throw in the towel. Like that's like kind of like disrespectful, being a champion, and then that was his last fight. You know, I wouldn't want to go out like that, you know, but it is what it is. All respect to both fighters. But Jamel Herring showed that he can box better than what I honestly thought he could. I knew he was going to win the fight, but I didn't know he was going to do all of that. You feel what I'm saying? I thought it was going to be a 12-round fight, honestly. And he actually can box what I thought he could. He has patience. He has poise. He has the IQ. And I just feel like him and Shakur would be, you know, a spectacular fight. It's just what I seen behind the scenes, Shakur sparring him before Shakur went to the Olympics. You know, just the sparring matches. They had a couple of sparring matches that I always seen. So it's just like I know more than what the fans know. So it's really hard to say that Jamel, and you know, Jamel is my friend, but I'm talking boxing right now.
Of course.
It was really hard to say that, you know, it could be something different, and also sparring is different from fights. But like I said, it's hard to say, because, you know, Shakur is a young lion, like young up and coming fighter, and Jamel is kind of like on the older end. So
right,
it's you know, we all know how that goes. I don't really want to speak more about it because they're both my friends, you know.
Gotcha. That's awesome. You got to see him spar, though. We're gonna let that be, but exactly. You said enough. But what if Shakur eventually gets his opportunity against Oscar Valdez? Is that a similar situation too, where you're like, okay, Shakur would handle him, but then you see the Burchell fight and you go, okay, it's a legit fight. You know, Shakur's got a tougher challenge than originally thought.
Yes, that's definitely a legit fight. That's definitely a legit fight.
Valdez or Herring, who would be a tougher fight for Shakur?
I think Valdez would be a tougher fight just because he got more of the age on his side. You know, he's younger, he's fitter, he's still hungry. You know what I'm saying? Jamel Herring, Jamel Herring is still Jamel Herring. But you know, when you just got that fire lit up under you, Oscar Valdez still got that fire lit up under him, and he's still going. And he's still getting better. That fight, he showed us that he's gotten better. Understand what I'm saying? And I just feel like Shakur will win that fight, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be at first, honestly. It's going to be something that Shakur going to have to work into. He have to break him down and maybe get him up out of there. I see Shakur winning, of course, but it's like I said, it's going to be a hell of a fight between both of them.
That's a little mini mega fight, right? In the 130-pound division.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, even the fight with, you know, Oscar Valdez and Jamel Herring. That's a mega fight right there. Like all
We're
three
not
of them.
trying to hear that, Key. You know that. You know that better than
Yeah,
me.
Shakur. Yeah, definitely. Shakur ain't trying to hear that, but that's just the reality of it.
Right.
You know, me and Shakur always behind the scenes talking real boxing, this, that, and the third. But just on the network right now, all three of them is a mega fight. All three of us are a mega fight, and I feel like they honestly worried to throw Shakur in the mix on both ends, on Jamel and Oscar Valdez is in. They probably a little worried because of who Shakur is, but all three of them should be fighting, man. And a win, lose, or draw, they still should be mega fighters after the fight. It shouldn't be they're getting degraded because they lost to each other. No, you lost to a great fighter. Keep going.
So yeah, Shakur, I guess shouldn't doom and gloom, because if Jamel vacates his title, then Shakur will just fight for that belt and face the winner of the WBC title between Jamel and Valdez. So yeah,
exactly. And I feel like Shakur, I honestly think that Shakur is not going to fight one of them next. Oscar Valdez and Jamel Herring is definitely trying to make that fight happen. And the fight definitely probably is going to happen. And what they need to do is, after they fight, one of them need to fight Shakur Stevenson. Like at this point, I already feel like, I wouldn't really say Jamel. I would say Oscar Valdez. I honestly feel like Oscar Valdez is ducking. He moved from 126 to 130, got to that 130. Shakur went to his fight against him and Burchell. I wouldn't say Oscar Valdez agreed to fight, but it's like, come on now, fight Shakur. And then he's saying that he want to fight other opponents. So I believe he's ducking. But if you really fight Jamel and whatever happens, and one of them wins and you still don't fight Shakur, move up or not, like, all right, at this point, y'all really is ducking.
Yeah.
At this point.
Certified. If that
yes.
Certified duck, but not yet.
Yes.
We're not there yet. Let's be good on the two champs, Herring.
It's on the verge. It's damn sure on the verge.
Bubbling.
But I would say it's on the verge because them fights make sense. Jamel Herring, Oscar Valdez, all right, okay, cool, okay, that makes sense. But if y'all, like I said, if y'all still don't fight Shakur after that fight, then it's like y'all fucking ducking.
I love it, Keyshawn. Don't change when you get up there. Keep it this honest. But
man, don't disrespect me, man.
No, it's just when money gets on the line and managers and don't say this because it can fuck up the money here, and you know what I mean. But
yeah, I know how it is.
But and then before I let you go, I had to ask about the big fight coming up in May in your division, the lightweight division. Devin Haney defending the WBC title against Jorge Linares. How do you see that fight going?
I feel like Devin Haney gonna have to pull all his tricks out of the bag with this one. We all know Jose Linares is a durable guy. He's a hell of a fighter, and he's not just a fighter that's gonna go in there and lay down. And for the previous fights, Devin Haney really never showed no real intensity, no real ferocity, no real power. So his boxing IQ is really going to have to show to keep Jose Linares off of Devin Haney. And I think this is a great opponent for Devin Haney to show the fans, his fans, what he's really made of. I think it's going to be a harder fight than what people is expecting out. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's going to, like, Jose Linares is going to legitly win some rounds. And like I said, Devin Haney going to have to be on his A game for this fight. And I can't wait to watch it. I think Devin Haney is going to win. But like I said, I think Jose Linares is definitely going to pull off some rounds in between.
Do you think the difference between these two guys, I'm shooting this at you, is Linares is very fast and very sharp, straight punches, all that. But doesn't Devin just have more tricks in his bag than him? He could do more stances, more techniques. He's got more ways to make you not hit him. Won't that be the difference between two really fast guys? Is Dev's skills? Or
definitely, yes, definitely. And like I said, Devin Haney got to pull all his tricks out of the bag for this fight. But even on Jose Linares, and I think honestly, Jose Linares punches is sharper than Devin Haney. When Jose Linares put his punches together, them shits is sharp. Devin Haney sometimes can get a little wild. Sometimes he slap with his punches and stuff like that. But I feel like I said, Devin Haney got more skill, but Jose Linares has great timing. And show against Lomachenko when he dropped him, he has great he has good speed, and his punches is sharp. You feel what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a hell of a fight. He got something. I feel like that Jose Linares got something to prove also. He's not just gonna go in there and lay down, and Devin Haney is gonna have to show us some shit for real this time.
So if it doesn't go 12 and Dev gets the knockout, does that, I guess raise the eyebrow a little bit? Like, okay, Dev, you're leveling.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah. He ain't knock out his last 2-3 opponents. So if you knock out Jose Linares, yes, it's definitely like, oh, okay, Devin, that's shit. Great job. Definitely.
It's Jorge Linares, Key, but it's cool.
He's stupid.
But, man, I got nothing else for you, Keyshawn. You're always such a great interview. I appreciate you so much, bro. Please, when can we expect you in the ring again? We know it could be on any damn network, apparently. Did you fight on the Zone and ESPN? What's next? Showtime? We get you on PPC next card?
Man, PPC not having enough shows, man. But anyways, y'all gonna see me and my big brother Kelvin Davis next month, man. Y'all gonna see us next month. Trust me, next month.
Okay, we'll just keep it posted, man. Thank you so much, Key.
Yes, thank you, man. Shout out DB3, man. Me and my brother's brand, man. Shout out DB3.